Hey everyone, have you ever bought something without an actual plan of what you're gonna do with it? Well, I did that this week with some tuna steaks, and now I have to figure out what to do with them. So come along with me and let's see what we can come up with. Are you ready? Let's go.
Let's go on a walk through the garden.
Hey pretty peas, welcome back. As always, I am going to start this recipe with some fresh herbs from my garden. We'll make sure to wash them really well, and I just kind of cut off some of these crispy edges. Now, I had no idea going into this what this recipe was going to turn out as because I was just kind of using knickknacks from around my house. I found an orange and a lemon, and this very quickly took an Asian-inspired turn because I found a little bit of soy sauce left and I figured I might as well use it up. I squeezed the juice from the orange and the lemon into my soy sauce, and then I realized that this was going to be a little bit too salty and acidic and probably a little bit sour, so I added some honey to kind of balance things out. I was so excited that I found this fresh garlic in my fridge that I had forgot that I bought for a different recipe that I never ended up making, so I decided to use it in this one. There's a million hacks on how to peel garlic, but this is tried and true and has always worked best for me. I just ran those through my garlic mincer and gave that a good stir. I added all of my herbs in. I did not chop any of them up because I'm just going to remove those after everything cooks. I added some black pepper, some onion powder, some dill, some coriander, and I gave everything a good stir. I also added some ground ginger. If I had the fresh version of any of these dried spices that I put in, I definitely would have preferred that. But again, this was not a meal that was planned, so I didn't have everything that I probably would have wanted to put in here. Like, I would have loved to put maybe some green onions in there, but I didn't have any. But I had these tuna steaks, so I chopped them up into small squares and let those marinate. After I put them in the marinade, I realized that I didn't really quite have enough, so I added some of this very, very teriyaki, and that gave it a little bit extra. Then I let it marinate in the fridge for a couple of hours, and now it's time to take it out. I put some avocado oil in a pan and gave those one more toss before putting them into my pan. I had these on like a medium heat because I didn't want them to cook too fast. In a separate pan, I put some sesame oil. And then I added the rest of the juice from my marinade. And then I poured some leftover rice. And I just kind of broke that up since it was cold and kind of stuck together. This would have been another good place to add some green onion, but again, I didn't have any, so wah wah. I added a little bit of fish sauce, a little bit of that teriyaki sauce. Would have loved to have added a little extra soy sauce, but I ran out in the marinade, so that's all right. I'll push all that rice aside, and I'm going to crack one egg and give that a good scramble. Once that is nice and scrambled, we will combine it into the rice. And then I think that this needs a little something extra, so I found some frozen peas, so I'll add a couple of handfuls of those. And this is looking a little bit more like a fried rice. Now I'll give these a good toss, and I'm only going to cook these until they're about medium or rare, and then I am going to remove them from the heat. I don't want these to be too well cooked because I don't want them to become too chewy. So once they're about medium rare, I take them out, leaving all of the juices behind. And then I will turn up the heat so that this will begin to reduce. This process happens really fast, so you'll want to keep your sauce moving in the pan because it reduces really quickly. And since I had that honey in there and the soy sauce, it started to caramelize a little bit. It was looking really delicious. That's when I knew that it was time to add my tuna back in. I went through and picked out what was left of the herbs that I had added in so that there were no surprises later. And then I found some sesame seeds, so I added some of those in as well, just for a little added sesame touch. Then I plated it up. I put the rice at the bottom. Then I had some steamed broccoli that I put on there just for a little extra greenery. And then I put that tuna on top. It was so flippin' delicious. Let me know down below what you made on the fly and how it turned out. Thanks for watching.